AITB for refusing to resign just because I'm a pole dancer? I am not the original poster. Originally posted on Am I the Buttface by AITB pole dancer 3 years ago. # original post. I, 25F, started a new job in a rather big company 3 months ago. I really enjoy the work I do and I get along great with my colleagues. I'm also a pole dancer. Not the stripper type, although I don't see anything wrong with that. Our group can be booked for shows and we compete as well. It's a great workout. I should also mention that it's in no way sexual. Our website even states that we will not perform at bachelor parties or similar events. So a month ago my boss sends out invitations for the company's Christmas dinner. It says that after dinner there will be a surprise. I was bummed because I knew my group was booked for a show, so I wouldn't be able to attend. I tell my boss and everything seems fine. So last Friday was the day of my show and the Christmas dinner. I get to the show and as we go out on stage see that we're performing for my company. No big deal. I'm happy that I get to catch up with everyone after the show. So the performance is over and everyone seemed to love it. I change and go say hello to everyone. People tell me how much they enjoyed the show and I thank them. Then my boss asks me to speak in private. He is fuming and says that I'm fired and he can't have sluts represent the company. I'm really taken aback because after all he booked the show. He tells me it's unprofessional and that he's disgusted a smart woman with potential like me would lower herself to something like this. I'm planning on going to HR about this because I refuse to accept being fired. I think it's not justified because I'm good at what I do and b, I never made a secret out of what I do in my free time. One quick Google search would have been enough to find me and my group. #### comments. Cultural oncologist. Comment removed from original Am I the Buttface post by Am I the Buttface moderator due to violating their rule. Be civil. Summary. Comment questioning the validity of the story. And in stating that OOP's activities are clearly sex work. I've removed this comment from this BORU post due to general community and moderator consensus. It's not a part-time job, it's a hobby. I have practice 4 times a week and I don't get paid. In fact, I pay a membership fee every year. I'm not a sex worker either and we don't flap our milkers around. We wear bodysuits just like gymnasts. Hilltop Slim 614. So let me see if I understand this totally real, not fake story. Your new employer has a Christmas party but you can't attend BC your group has a gig. You never once noticed, hey, the party and my gig are the same place. Or, wow, the client's name is the same as my work. Single quote question mark. Right. BC no way you did like any other person and inquired to who the gig's for. GTFO with this BS. I did know the address of the gig because it's our event location. However, on the company invitation it said we will have dinner at X restaurant and then move on to the surprise part of the night. No mention of where we were going because well it was a surprise. ### update. So it's been a while since my original post but some of you wanted an update and here it comes. I went to speak to HR the Monday after the incident. However, it was almost Christmas so I think they didn't really want to deal with the whole thing. I got to keep my job but when I asked what they'd done about my boss they said that a decision would take time. It was quite obvious that they just wanted to sweep it under the rug. That's how I started my Christmas break. I was sad but then I became angry. So I scheduled a meeting with HR again and told them I'd take legal action if they just let it slide. I guess that scared them a little because the next day I received an official apology from my boss. And 3 extra paid days off. I decided to accept this since I don't want to jeopardize my career with bad publicity. Still, I'm disappointed and I decided to look for another job, which is going well. I have my second interview tomorrow. ## notes. I'm marking as concluded since this was posted 3 years ago and the user account has since been suspended. Prevailing verdict seems to be NTB, not the butt face. There's a fair amount of skepticism as to whether the events actually occurred. If the hobby was too slutty for an employee of that company to have, then the show was too slutty for the boss to book for the company's employees to watch. I.e., the boss doesn't get to have it both ways. If it's wrong, then he was wrong. If it's okay, then she's okay. Amazing how the boss thinks pole dancing is so bad, but he was the one who treated his employees to a pole dancing performance. Wow, that quoted comment is quite colorful. Who hires pole dancers for a Christmas party? I've set up lighting and audio for literally hundreds of Christmas parties and haven't seen one pole dancer. Ever. Not one time. Sounds like a good way to get blasted online for taking employees to a pole dance show, then firing someone for being an active member. I'm sure the community and their customers would like to know who they see as below them but still worthy of entertaining them. She should have consulted her own attorney before going to HR. HR is not there for you. They're for the company. She's lucky it worked out as well as it did. As a person with a similar hobby as her, I feel the pain of people assuming it's sexual until they actually see you perform. So I'm a little surprised the boss still thought it was a sex act after the performance. I guess that says more about what he was staring at. Pole and aerial fitness is no joke. These men and women are strong. What type of boss from a big company schedules pole dancing for entertainment? I feel like that would go against company policy. How is it that her group charges to perform but she herself not only doesn't get paid, but pays for the privilege? This cannot be real. I work at a very large corporate company and Christmas activities entail food, bingo, ugly sweater competition, and raffles, not pole dancing. What company would even do that is asking for HR issues. I also did pole fitness classes in college and have never seen anybody use a leotard. You need skin contact, that's what sticks you to the pole. Especially your inner thighs, shoulders, and armpits. There's absolutely no way this is real. Love the boss's hypocrisy. Book entertainment that he is upset by. Now I want to know what the deleted comments said. This sounds plausible but unlikely. A lot of stuff is just way too convenient for Op. The fact that the boss was dumb enough to sexually harass Op when he could have very easily fired her for being a pole dancer is very convenient. This has got to be an episode from some sitcom, right? Wacky hijinks ensue for character when their two jobs cross paths. Quote, and the flap your milkers around commenter wasn't wrong on their underlying point, but I could have done with about 100% less open mic night misogyny, R-word usage. Woof. I'm conflicted about this story. First of all, the validity of it seems suspect to me. But second of all, I'm not sure how to feel about the concept of pole fitness. Given that I've seen way more comments by actual sex workers, strippers and pole dancers being very critical of it than I ever have being in support of it. The gist of the comments being that pole fitness takes something that is a highly stigmatized and often vulnerable job, and that's sex work, and tries very hard to wash it of its icky association with sex work in order to make it acceptable and sell it as a definitely not sexual fun fitness hobby to women who can afford the membership. and that doing so actually has, or can have, a negative impact on the people who actually do sex work and pole dance for a living.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.